Welcome to the Heavyweight Podcast.
The Heavyweight Podcast.
Heavyweight Podcast.
Heavyweight Podcast. You listen.
We can weigh in on some heavy shit, you know.
What's good, beautiful people? This is the Heavyweight Podcast, episode 45.
Come back.
Return to the comeback of Jordan. 4-5. I'm
What
your
into
host. We're not doing that. I'm your host, Mo Lethal. I'm here with these three guys. Go ahead and state your names.
Instead of McFly, aka Flo Sika, aka Justin the Barber son.
I'm your boy Steven, certainly, because I don't wonder.
Right. Yeah, this is Geek 40. No, I'm not responding to that at all.
I like that one. Steven, certainly. I like that one. I like. How was your week, fellas? McFly?
It was good. I was very tranquil. I listened to music, did my job, was at peace, didn't talk to anyone, just did the job.
Yeah, that's what it's
And apparently I'm the GOAT at research.
You are the
certain
GOAT.
people.
This nigga needs a plaque. Somebody give him a plaque. We ain't gonna say why. Give him a plaque. Mr. Wendell, your week? Sorry,
You said researching people?
Yeah, he's a GOAT.
We will talk off air.
Okay.
I think that's some Virgo shit in us. Got a new job. We can say it. We can say it now. I've been, applying. Put my 1 week notice in today.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So, that's why I'm wearing the collar. I'm wearing the collar because it's a little more grown up.
You gonna pop
You know
your
what I'm
collar?
saying? No, I ain't popping it. I'm just, I got, you got to show up with the buttons up and talk to people like, hey, how are you? I'm Kevin Ellis. I'm glad to meet you.
Wait,
That's where I'm at right now.
Certainly.
I took the shades off. You didn't see me take this. Did you say
Your voice? Did your voice change, or do you work at AT&T?
I knew you'd go say AT&T. God damn it! I ain't selling DirecTV, man.
Just
Anytime I go straight back to that Kevin Hart joke. Thank you for calling T-Mobile. Thank you for calling T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Please breaking the headset.
We got somebody at work like that. It's like, you too big, dog. What you doing?
Just buff for nothing. Like that goddamn barber at Empire. I said, this nigga's buff. This nigga cut hair? He gonna break somebody's neck.
I'm not in that one. He come looking for you. I ain't in it.
So that nigga is
It's all love.
Hey, man,
I got love for Empire Barbershop. It's all love.
that nigga swole. Geek your week?
Beautiful week, though. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't been feeling well, so I've been pretty much down for the count.
Rona?
Hmm?
Rona?
No,
I
I
was gonna say,
tested
nigga.
twice this week.
You said twice?
Twice. Yeah.
Ooh.
So you
Damn,
didn't
that's
believe him the first time.
Nope.
Hey, man, that's like when you get with them thotties out there. I don't
Hey,
believe her.
You gotta stop inviting them strange women into your house, Keith.
Yeah, we heard you.
Yeah,
We heard you.
Apparently they're leaving shit behind.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is
but
what look. You
I
gotta
ain't in it.
look, fellas. You gotta. If you messing with a chick with kids, you might get sick because them kids are always gonna be sick.
Some sound advice. Jesus. I like that.
Hey, I'm just saying. As
Yeah.
someone with kids, I'll be dodging.
Make
kids
sure
like-
the juice box is closed when you got to it.
Don't be.
Don't be sipping after the kids.
And hey, just because the refrigerator in the sandwich, just because the sandwich in the refrigerator, don't mean you got to take a bite out of it. I'm just saying that might be ground zero.
Y'all not even telling me on like dating women with kids now.
What? You can't date
are you?
women with kids?
Hmm?
You 40,
I mean,
dog.
I mean the way y'all talking right now.
Yeah, just we told you don't drink the drink box.
I didn't say avoid. I mean,
Make sure make sure it's closed.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that is
Don't drink,
yes.
Don't drink the one that's open in the icebox.
Yeah. Um, my week has been relaxing, exhausting, and exciting, all in one thing. You know, I've been on vacation, as McFly know. I've been doing different things with the child of mine, watching her glow in happiness. Um, you know, very peaceful, pretty much to myself. Didn't really bother nobody. Just stayed within the family unit. So I enjoyed it, and I learned something that my daughter's not as scared as me as I thought, because she was like, "Dad, I need you to wake mom up." I said, "Well, you had no problem waking me up. Why you can't go wake mom up?" She said, "No, mom's still
Are you
asleep. Can
saying?
you
Are
wake her
you
up?"
implying that she's more afraid of mom than you?
Yes, because she was
Huh.
like, "Dad, I need you to wake up mom." I said, "You had no problem walking here waking me up. Why you can't wake up mom? Mommy's still asleep."
Very telling. Very telling.
I said, okay. I said, okay, you think shit's sweet around here. And then
Don't
proceeded
change that
to
up.
she proceeded to then smile me out of all my money in my pocket. So
Well, you gonna
she was,
start waking up.
I mean, she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. So yeah, but let's get into it, man. I hate topics like this, but I guess we talk about it.
Yeah,
Um, I'm gonna let Mr. Wendell, because I don't remember. I don't know too much details. I tried to avoid it, but it's everywhere. But we're referring to the school shooting in Texas. I think last I heard it was 18 children and 3 adults.
19.
19 children and 3 adults has lost their life behind this this terrible event.
oh, I'm not gonna say the young man's name, but he went into school. I know he went in and barricaded the kids in the school for an hour, they said, and proceeded to basically execute those kids. Um, what is it? He killed his grandma before he went there to the school, crashed his car, walked into the school, and did, yeah, it's just, yeah. And I think a lot of the issues that are arising now from, other than what people want to do with the gun control and all that, is how the police kind of responded.
Yeah,
Instead of going in, they decided to, what, set a perimeter.
they set a perimeter, and there's also stories that some has been confirmed that some police officers showed up to get their children out of the school, but did not do anything about the shooter.
Oh, I did not know that. That is,
Yeah. So they pointed their guns at the other parents and told the other parents they couldn't enter the grounds. All the while they were going to get their kids and get their kids out. So
yeah. And did I mention that the shooter was 18 as well?
yes, 18. I believe was he transitioning? I'm not sure.
Mm. Like you said, I'm in the same boat as you. I try to not
Um,
go too deep into it because that is a hard. This is much harder than
I mean,
most of the shootings we deal with lately, which
at,
is
at the core
shitty to say.
at the core of it, here we are again with another tragedy, another school shooting, and this is something that middle school kids should not have to worry about. School should be a safe space, and
These are
I just feel
elementary
like,
school.
Yeah.
elementary school, yeah, elementary school,
Yeah,
it should be a safe space, and how I mean, honestly, I don't trust the school system at all. And then the more I hear about things like this, I don't trust them to protect my child at all. And I mean, I would have. I mean, I don't know. I won't say what I would do. I said, but I would probably rush there and fully geared to get
yeah.
my child out. And I don't care what cop. I'm not here for you. I'm here for my child, type deal. I don't know. And I just know that this has to be damaging to a child's psyche, like the traumatic experience that they go through. This is something that they're gonna have to deal with a long time. It's pretty much, he turned the school into a war zone. You know, they heard those gunshots. A lot of people saw their friends die or get shot. A lot of people saw their teachers get shot, die. Like, this is grave. And at what point, what do we do? What can we do? What can
That's
be
the
done?
hard part. I think that's the hardest question to answer. What can you do? But I don't think the answer should be nothing.
Well, something has to be done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like instead of the arguments of everything, like do something. I actually
Yeah.
saw um, a clip of a school that created a security system, and I was like, "That's awesome!" It has cameras in every classroom in the hallways. Everything's connected to the sheriff's office. Every teacher has a fob that goes straight to the sheriff's office if they're under attack. They have set up things where they can hide, and it makes it where the shooter can't see in the room. Every door is bulletproof or bullet resistant, and then it has like foggers and alarms that flash and everything. So if the shooter comes in, they're disoriented. And I'm like,
Sounds great to me.
beautiful idea,
Do you
I think I saw
but
understand
that
how
too.
crazy that sounds?
It
it
sounds crazy,
sounds
but it's
crazy.
necessary.
That's where we're at now.
No,
That's the
that's the
crappiest part.
crazy.
People thought
I'm
people
going,
thought
yeah.
sprinklers in your house were crazy until it cut the fire off. It sounds
Yeah.
crazy, but it's practical. In the
But
day,
here's
I mean, in the day and age we live in, it's practical. I mean, think about it. I think I saw the same thing too. The school spent $400,000 to install that, and that sounds like a lot of money. But when you think of how much funding that schools get, or how much money schools should get, we're not gonna say with the corrupt politicians. $4,000 is nothing. 400,000 is nothing because you can't value life. You can't say you're
Unfortunately,
pro. You
unfortunately,
can't.
some people do.
You can't say you're pro life and object to this.
They're doing it.
scares me because I think it'll be the rich kids who get that, and then the inner city and all that stuff will just,
Well, I mean, if we don't trigger me, I'm not going to tell you how that shit works
yeah.
and how property taxes correlate to school funding.
But the thing that gets me a lot about it is that's a kid. I know he did some heinous stuff, and it's unforgivable. But it's like that's a kid. Like we have a kid doing this.
Hurt people hurt people.
But like how hurt? How did he get that hurt at 18? Like where do we miss?
He killed
Like
his
we
grandma.
missed somewhere. Yeah,
So when I heard
and
that,
that's
I said, grandma? Damn. I know. Not
and
all grandmas are good grandmas, but most grandmas are A1. Like that's the person you look for. But it's a damn. If
we
grandma,
that.
if grandma was bad to him, it
Yeah,
may have been a rough life.
Well,
I just don't know if we're taking things
we don't know if
serious.
she. I don't know if we know that she was.
I'm not saying this all. What I said was
Yeah,
speculation. I just
it's
said,
just
but I
yeah.
mean, you got to be, you know. I mean, to do this, it
We,
doesn't seem like he came from a loving environment, or if he did, he was really mentally disturbed.
I'm I'm just lost on that. Like, how did we get to that? Like, it's almost like we don't. I don't want to say we don't care, but it's like we don't care. Like,
No, that's
it's
exactly it.
not the greatest example, but my daughter recently was talking about. Well, we were being nosy, and that's what you do as parents. She had wrote a letter, and she had it sitting out, and I was like, "Well, read it." And she was talking about some kid at school who was talking about she cutting herself and doing all this stuff, and I'm like, "Hey, have you told anybody about this? Like, you have to tell somebody about this." And then it was like, "Nah, she tells everybody that, and she jokes about this with everybody." And I'm like, "It doesn't matter if she jokes about it. This is not. It's not something to joke about."
Yeah,
Like, and you guys are all just chilling. And I guarantee you other parents know about that. And nobody said, hey, go say something to somebody. Like, I get it. We don't need to call the kids' parents and all that and get you involved. But there's anonymous ways to tell
yeah,
about this.
there should be at
But
least.
it's like, yeah, we got this far to where it's like collectively, like we're just letting shit slide.
McFly, your thoughts, your feelings.
Only thing I'll weigh in on is I feel like kids or the generation now that like that this kid comes from, when you say like he must have been mentally disturbed or he must have had a rough life, a lot of times now, not necessarily saying that's the case, but the kids are built different, and a lot of them, the smallest things set them off, and it's not necessarily that they had hard lives all the time. It's just sometimes what a kid considers hard for them is way different than what you would think of. So like say like the kid there's a kid I read about a couple years ago that uh tried to kill her mom or for taking away her iPhone, and she swore up and down like it was the worst thing in the world to take away her iPhone. Her world was ending to not have her iPhone. There's kids that take small things and make them bigger things as far as their mentality or outlook on things. So for them, it could just be that their parents didn't give them what they wanted, and now they're acting like the whole world is going to have to pay for some bullshit that wasn't, when we were growing up, wouldn't have been that serious. But like, so it's like it's a different degree to think about what a kid's frame of mind could be to why they decided to do something, because what they view as tough or hard or unfair is completely different than what we thought about growing up. It's a whole different outlook. So when we say, "Oh man, he must have had a fuck," or "This could have been this," or "He must have been mentally," it's like sometimes the mental is not prepared for
The
that
rejection.
what we were growing up with. So they come up and they go, "Oh my God, the rejection! You rejected me for this? Oh, everyone's paying." And it's like that for us. It's like that wouldn't even
It
beget
wasn't
you
even an
trying
option
that
for
shit.
us. It
Yeah.
wasn't even
Yeah,
an option.
Yeah.
but even then, like you have to think about like what kids think is hard now or difficult now is way different than what we thought was hard or difficult. And sometimes it's on the
Oh
other
yeah.
opposite. It is harder for them because they're dealing with the with bullying anonymously online and shit like that, and people being able to
Yeah.
amplify and boost and post to everything and everywhere. So their mentality is different. But then you also have the flip side of that, the kids that where that the hardest thing is what's going on in their life, and it's the hardest thing ever, but it'd be something so minuscule that it'll turn into something else, and you're like, what the fuck, like that caused you to act this way? So it's my
Yeah.
mentality of it. I don't know what the fuck the kid's mentality or outlook was, but it could be anything. And so like when you said it, it's just like, yeah, it could have been hard, or it could have been something where it's like something so minuscule you made something far worse and horrible and tragic because you just couldn't deal. And some of that could be on the parents. Some of that could just be on, like upbringing. Some of that could just be on failure to educate. But yeah,
I think
that's
it's
all I
a
can say
lot
on
to
that
do
shit.
with
And see,
society too.
it's kind of funny what you said because I thought about the other day. I was in dealing with my own parenting, and I realized that I tell her yes way more than I tell her no, and so she's grown accustomed to just getting everything. And anytime the word no is said, that's when she has the meltdown, the tantrum, and stuff like that. And I look at it, I was like, man, like even at this age, I can recall if it was a no for me, it was just a no. Like you know, now granted, her childhood financially is way better off than my childhood was financially. Um, but it's like I look at her like, man, like am I creating a soft child? Am I
I
am
don't
I
know what
not? If
sounds.
I'm not saying soft, but like, am I giving her the mindset that she thinks everything is going to be handed to her? Am I perpetuating that mindset? Because I know as a kid, I had to earn things. Like, yeah, I mean, I was spoiled, and I got most things I wanted, but that's because I was a good kid. I got the good grades. I didn't really get in trouble. I wasn't the whole follow leader type. I kept my head down and I did what I was supposed to do. I didn't just get the yeah, I didn't get everything just for showing up. Like I had there was some point of work. I had chores had to be done. Yard work had to be done. There was work that entailed me getting what I got, the things I got. And then when I look at her lifestyle, I was like, man, like she just smiles and I just fold. Like I gotta get better dealing with that for myself because I don't want her to not be prepared in life to handle rejection because rejection is a huge part of life. Because when you get to the real world, you're going to hear no a lot more than you, you hear yes. And that's like I don't know how you guys. I mean, I know you two have children, McFly, Mr. Wendell. I don't know if you guys ever think about that way because I got to limit these yes.
I just tell her. you're gonna have to
They
deal with
know a
no.
lot.
You're gonna have to deal with no. Like you're
I
going to
say
hear no in your life. I tell her that. She
I
throws
say
her fit, and
no.
I'm like, "You're throwing your fit, baby. That's fine." But as you get
Yeah.
older,
Huh?
it's not gonna fly. But
I
like
do.
something, sorry, uh,
No,
what Andy was saying made me think about. I think it's a little different with us too. For that's why I was saying it's not an option because we didn't have that connectivity as they have now. So a lot of their comparisons come from things that ain't even real. So they think people's shit is like, oh, this is how life is supposed to be. And you're like, that shit's fake. And like they're so young, they don't know how to see the difference from reality to what it is. You're like, that person doing that isn't really like that. So you think what you got right here is the biggest thing in the world, but that ain't, you think it's not even a comparable thing. Like, what are you guys doing? But I agree, but I was just saying that's, I think, maybe part of the where it came about was just the connectivity and seeing other people's lives and
I
the
do.
phoniness of the internet.
I do feel like them dealing with social media is way harder than that. That part of their life is way harder than our upbringing. Because you remember, a lot of us, if we only knew people from distant cousins, friends, or people who lived on the block, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like they're literally interacting with people around the world as early as they get access to some of these apps, and it's like we didn't have that. Like you knew people inside your zip code until you ventured outside your zip code, until you went to visit a family member or something like that. Like now, it's like now with the social media thing,
Chat room.
it's scary. What happened?
I said
chat
chat
room.
room.
Oh man, we had
Ah,
AIM chat rooms. Come on, don't date it, don't carbon date us. Instead of shit.
I'm just
I,
saying,
oh,
like
I thought you meant the
chat
phone
room
chat
is
room.
like
oh,
the
we had that too.
even that. Yeah, like
The party line.
that shit was different. That shit it
Yeah,
was like the limits. And you're like, damn,
yeah,
like what could that be on that side? When I'm talking to her, what is it like there?
yeah,
And everyone's lying,
yeah.
but you're
But
not.
but
There's no
but
fact
but
checking
but
involved.
now
Just
now they have that chat room, the party line, 100 times more. Because
yeah, and it's amplified.
now you can video chat. Now you have the videos. Now you got the Snapchats where you can send the pictures and they delete and all that type of
Scary, man.
I
shit.
was in ninth grade and I told a girl I looked like The Rock. I remember lying. I was like, she ain't gonna know. She ain't gonna know. She'll never meet me. I look The
Oh, you
Rock.
did the Friday looking like Freddie Jackson.
So she ain't gonna never
Yeah,
meet me.
yeah. But I mean, well, I
All
guess
right.
it's kind of. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
Nah, I don't want to stay too much in it because it's like that shit is being treated like video games, man. It's
It
like that
is.
last one in New York. That motherfucker live streamed it and
Yeah,
he treated it like a video game.
yeah, yeah.
It's
It's a crazy thing. Live
Crazy
stream.
time.
yeah, that's
Um, I mean, this going moving on to the next topic. I mean, it kind of like in this crazy world we live in now and dealing with the you know, the pandemic times. Like, how has that affected you guys' life? Like, how the way you move, the way you raise your children. Because I mean, I know when I was a kid, man, it was like go outside, and I would go outside and disappear for 8 9 hours until the street lights came on and come back. I couldn't imagine allowing my kid that much freedom right now. Like no, like I need to know where you are constantly to make
yeah.
sure you're safe. So I mean, how are you? Like, how is all this craziness in the world affecting your daily lives, and also the lives of your children? How you're taking that approach?
I'm not
Yeah.
going to LA.
Ever,
Uh,
Not for a long while.
ever
They
again?
is hungry out there right now.
Mhm.
I'll say I was always to myself. So as a parent in this climate, it didn't really change my outlook. I don't trust the world. Um, I know my dad's biggest thing for me growing up was uh I can do everything outside, but I couldn't be inside. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't play video games, but I could be my ass on a basketball court. Um, so for me, it was like me growing up. It was he knew I loved to play video games and stuff like that. So his punishment for me is your ass can't be inside with technology. So for me, like now with kids, is I'm already fucking doubtful of the world and don't trust the world. So it just kind of I was easily adapting to the circumstance, but I try to break myself out of that now to let them get a little bit of freedom, but I don't trust the world anyway. That's just how I've always been.
Yeah. Um, I don't know if it's changed my outlook other than I'm not going to LA.
You want to state why you're not going to LA?
They robbing out there.
They rob everywhere, sir.
Nah, but they moving right now.
Are we talking LA County or just the inner LA?
Oh, not like Pomona. I'm like that's the same, but in the
He,
city they.
he said Pomona ain't shit. Don't
Hey,
go to
I
13th
didn't
Street,
say
nigga.
that.
Don't
I
go to
didn't say
13th
that.
Street.
Either I got love for Pomona.
I did not say that. I'm saying
I have
That was a
they ain't doing it.
that was a Maurice
no, it
Gill
wasn't. No, it wasn't.
lethal comment.
That
I'm not in
no,
that.
that was a Mr. Wendell. He said Pomona
No,
ain't
I
shit.
was saying they ain't moving no different. I'm
I'm not
saying
in that.
LA is doing extra shit right now, so I'm not going there.
I
But
got
as
love for
far as
y'all. 12th
moving
Street, 13th Street,
differently,
14th Street. I got love for y'all.
hey man,
I got
hey,
love.
stop making it look like I said something.
They ain't fucking with me.
I don't know. Actually, I think in the pandemic I moved a lot more because people was at home.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I was
I
out.
was a essential worker, so
Yeah.
No,
I
nigga,
felt
I was traveling. I went to motherfucking Yosemite and nobody was there. It was beautiful. Almost like wish motherfuckers was home again so I didn't have to wait in lines places. But now people are back outside.
Oh, and they back
And I guess
outside.
now that it's back open, I move different because just the way the world's moving now and people are they're out of money, gas is high, people are stressed.
Look here.
got more
There's a
money
whole
than
lot
I
of
realized.
Look here, man. I got
well, that's why you ain't robbing
so
niggas.
so the rare occasion I don't ride the bike, I have my car, and so I took my car somewhere because I didn't feel like gearing up. I just had to go to ATM and back, and I get in the car and I realize, hey, I haven't put gas in this motherfucker in like 4 months, and the gas light is on. I said, okay, well shit, I'm gonna just go put $15 in this motherfucker.
Why?
That get me back,
What's 15 get you?
nigga.
A
It
handshake?
got me a quarter of a tank,
That's actually
barely.
good. That's
And I
actually
was
good.
like, what the hell? And then I look next to me, dude roll up in his 2500 Silverado diesel,
Mm, mm.
$145.
Yeah, I was gonna say he put 150 easy.
Then he walked inside and bought death, another $50. I said, I'm out. I couldn't drive that. And then the crazy part was, when I pulled up, the guy paid $100 for 16 gallons before me. I said,
You ready to be?
How are people
You gonna be
outside?
triggered? I gotta go pick up my toolbox. Only way I can pick up my toolbox.
It's with the truck. I know. Shit. This is
Keith.
I don't. But people are
Mm,
outside, and Keith out here
People
joyriding and
got
shit.
money. I didn't
yeah.
realize how much people got money. I'm like, shit, y'all are moving as if the gas prices are not rising.
I am broke. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey man,
Oh,
I
gas
just
cost
Keith, you
gas
drive
costs more
like you're
than
rich.
I just make sure to set aside some money to drive.
Keith.
So what?
Gas
Huh?
costs more than gas costs more than milk.
I can't drink milk.
Oh well, hey,
Oh, so you spend it on gas?
you can't use the
Hmm.
gas either, but you still buy it.
I can drink gas.
But no, getting back
Uh,
to it, how has this whole COVID time affected the way you move, Keith?
yeah.
Me?
Yeah,
I
you ain't
That
mean,
got
nigga
you
chuckled.
ain't
I'm
got to
an
He
int-
chuckle.
chuckled.
I, I'm an
Chuckle,
introvert, so when the lockdown happened,
nigga.
I was like, okay,
Nigga.
this is
Let's be
something
honest.
I'm used to.
You are a selective introvert, nigga. I've seen you socialize.
When that nigga Jose
Um,
show up,
Yeah, nigga get a couple drinks on him, and nigga be like, "What a party at?"
nah, he,
yes, it's complicated. There's times where I can go months and be in the house and not care to go outside, and then there's times where I'm like, okay, I feel like socializing. Um, but once the lockdown happened, I mean, it wasn't much of a change for me. I prefer being a homebody. It's exhausting being social.
Damn
Um,
facts. I agree with that shit.
I don't
but
know how to be social.
You social. I talk to you daily.
in terms
You're the
of
only
like
person that talks to me.
in terms of how I move different, my checklist has changed. Um, obviously, when I leave my house, uh, top worries are police. Obviously, uh,
Mm.
now it's crazies
Oh, the crazies are
with
everywhere.
guns. Um, and the reason why that's higher on the list is because I've now have two experiences with active shooters uh, within a couple blocks of me. So uh, it's
I can
something
see
I
that.
definitely watch out more for. Uh, and then
Oh yeah.
obviously with the with the virus and all that stuff out there, I I mean I've caught it once. I'd rather not catch it again. So I try to move a little different when it comes to that. But um, at the same token, it is true. I have been able to accomplish a little more than I did before the pandemic. Um, some of that time was used to change a few things, mainly because it was forced.
For the good or for the worse?
Both,
We gonna work on the worst. We gonna applaud you for the good.
but I mean, it feels like the world has definitely made a shift. Like, I mean, obviously it's made a shift, but it feels like it's made a huge shift very quickly, and everybody's playing catch up.
I would say for myself, personally I haven't really changed personally myself differently with the whole COVID pandemic, all that. Now I have changed as far as family because of my wife and her worries. Um, I realized early that I am a extroverted introvert. That if I'm around people I'm comfortable with, I'll talk your ear off and shoot the shit with you all night. But if I don't in a group of people I don't know, I'm okay. I'm to myself. Like I don't know you. I'm saying myself unless I get tested and I gotta man up and poke myself out. Then you gonna know I'm here. But I haven't really moved differently. It's just more so just trying to deal with handling my wife's own anxiety because I live by the mindset of I can't change what's going to happen. So I mean I can do my part to invent it, but to prevent it, but I can't change what's going to happen. So I'm not going to live my life in fear of things to come because that if you live in fear, you're not taking steps forward. That's just how I look at it. So um, personally, yeah, like I mean, there's certain things where it's like I don't allow my daughter to do a lot of things when there's a lot of kids because as we said earlier, kids are walking bacteria sponges. So you okay, Stutter? You got your arms crossed? You
I'm
good?
listening.
Oh,
I'm in
yeah.
listen mode.
Kids are walking bacteria sponges. So I mean, there's certain things that I want to do with her, but I don't. I'm not saying we can't do it. It's just that I don't want my wife to have a panic attack or anxiety attack or whatever it be. So we trying to keep everything low scale. But when I'm solo dolo, I'll walk into a room with 300 people. I don't give a fuck. Like, just don't touch me. That's my thing. Just don't touch me. I'll keep my space because I've always kind of keep a distance between me and people. So I'll keep my space. Other than that, not much has changed. But I definitely um with the aspects of the world. I mean, the only thing I can say is that um homeschooling is looking more and more appealing. And that's not because I don't want her to interact with children. Like I'll put her in any type of activity she wants to do. I don't trust schools to keep my child safe. that's probably the major um, shift for me personally during these last couple years. So
They don't give a fuck. I'll say that.
the schools are the kids because I'm gonna say they both don't give a fuck.
The kids don't do what they're supposed to do under no parent supervision, and the schools don't give a fuck to make sure to enforce things. So they aren't making sure kids are washing their hands or not keeping distance, and when they're playing with each other and they're sneezing on each other and doing all this and coughing on each other. They're not there making sure anything. So it's a combination, but I know the schools don't give a fuck enough to make sure these kids are being safe. So they just spread shit all the time. You see kids out all the time at Ava school. Their kids are in and out all the time, and it's just like the same shit, and they just spread it throughout.
Yeah. So moving on. We're gonna dive on this quickly. Dealing with failure, and we talk briefly. Not gonna give any names or anything like that, but how do you how what are you gentlemen's plans dealing with failure or dealing with the failure in your children? Like, are you gonna let them take that L on the chin, or are you gonna try to redirect them and trying to soften the blow of the failure?
Depends on what it is. Totally depends on what it is. School, and it's of your fault and of your lack of effort, then you're gonna take that. Now, say if you're in sports or something, and or even if it's school and you put your best foot forward, then we'll work on that. But for me, you got to have the effort put in order to get that soften the blow. If you knowingly gave up or whatever, then I'm not gonna make it easier. You made this harder. You're gonna have to own that. So it's almost teaching you your response. The consequences come from your response or your actions. So yeah, I kind of having that now with my teenager with her her grades. They weren't the worst all across, but there was one class in particular that was not good, and it was more of her doing, where she had ample opportunity to fix it. And since you had ample opportunity to fix it and you chose not to, now you have to live with those results, and they're not going to be fun.
Yes.
Do what my dad used to do and embarrass the fuck out of me at school and chew out the he'll go to the source, chew out the teacher, then they'll redirect that shit to me and I'm embarrassed as fuck. That changes everything.
When they put it all on you.
I mean, it's tougher now though. Like shit, kids in 48 different states will know about it. Shit.
Yeah. I mean,
That shit changes that shit.
I remember um my aunt and my grandfather like coming to the school,
Mm-hmm.
like spent the and not one period. They spent the whole day.
Chilling, watching.
Yeah, yeah. Like like you when you see that one kid that he's focused, hyper focused, and he's paying. That was me them days. Like, because I know if I messed up as soon as school was out and I got home, boy, this ass whooping ain't gonna be good.
They ever sit you with Maurice knows the answer. No, he'll answer this one. No. You sit down, Lisa. Maurice knows this one.
Yeah, all that. I was terrified. I mean, that only happened to me twice, and I cause I was a kid. Like I said earlier, like I went to school. Everybody on the block went to school, so it was to us a lot of times. It would be the 2 or 3 of the people on the same block in the same class, and we're joking around because we're hanging out. And we talking about what we gonna do all that, and I would get shit.
That's funny.
Learn that quickly.
I felt some type of way when my history teacher came to me and was like, "Yeah, I don't know. I know your dad loves you, and I don't know what's going on, but can you like talk to him? I'm just trying to do the best I can do." I said, "God damn, like, what are you going to put the fear of God in you?" Shit, like, He's coming over here pleading his case to me. Like shit, I didn't know what my dad was gonna do.
And but I also say I feel like failure is a good teacher. If used correctly, you learn from it. If used correctly, you can learn from it because I feel like if you're motivated to do better, you take your failures and you build on them so that you don't so they become successes.
Um, I grew up failing a lot, so I usually I had that silver lining shit spawns from getting knocked down so many times that you got to learn to get back up if you want to succeed. Because if you keep just accepting the failure and just saying that's what you are, then. But I used to learn use the failure, and I realized in a lot of instances failure taught me a bigger lesson than the win would have. So it's like you start to if you take the little silver linings of shit, you start to realize like, oh, yeah, you might not have won this, but you did end up getting this. Like, or you might not have did this, but you end up doing like you get the gist of it. And my dad was a good person of instilling if you want it, you got to go out and get it. So when I would fail, he would kick me while I was down, and it hurt. But at the end of the day, I did learn that failure. I usually learn way more from failure than I ever did from success because it taught you what not to do next time.
I think I hit her with
Failure
the.
is
Is it
big.
Rocky? Is it Rocky? When I was just talking. I was just like, "Hey, you get knocked down 6, you better get up 7."
Yeah,
She's probably like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
Until, yeah, take away stuff too. Yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
I like that. That's what I always tell her. You got to anything that's worth having is going to be hard.
yeah. And if it was easy, everyone could do it or have it.
Yeah,
So
Accept that IG model. Stop fighting her DMs. It ain't worth it.
right.
yeah. I mean, she still had to take 4,800 pictures to get that one good one.
And all she's living is a lie. She
Uh,
lives in a trailer park somewhere, and she's in Beverly Hills trying to tell you that's how she's living.
uh, Keith, your
Hmm.
dealings with a failure.
It's probably not the most healthy way, but uh, overanalyze and try to adapt to
Okay, I
do
thought you
it
were gonna say something
better.
else.
That's typically how I've dealt with failure, at least for majority of my life.
I, I
Overanalyze.
I think overanalyzing
Yeah.
is a sign that you want to be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Because
that's not a bad thing at all because
if
you're
you're
planning your next move.
overanalyzing, you're seeing every perspective,
Yeah,
and you're trying to look for the win.
I think that's
Well,
a good thing.
unfortunately, for most of my life, being told that's not the most healthiest way
Okay,
to
well,
do.
that just sounds like we need to work on your decision making. But the process is A1. This is a
Yeah,
decision. That,
that's all I do. Is
No. I'm
you can
just
ask him.
no. I'm just talking about just period. Like,
Overanalyzing is life.
you can't overanalyze like dinner. Like what you having for dinner.
No, but
That's
I'm saying like as far as how I process that, that's how you get to me. That's how I've
yeah.
gotten success. I overanalyze every perspective, the possible outcomes, the loss, the win, the whatever, the unknowns. Shit,
The oppor-
that's the best
the
way to live.
opportunity cost. Look it up, people.
It's, I don't believe you, man. It's not the. I hate it.
What's that?
I hate it. Just
Over
overanalyze this shit. I'll
Nah,
be
They
sitting
say
there.
it's a
I
burglar
gotta just
trait,
do
but
it. I just gotta do it.
I
I mean,
tell you right now, I overanalyze everything, and
I
I got that. I
no, I'm
compliment
with you.
that to my success because I overanalyze everything, and
now if you're
it's annoying
It's
overanalyzing,
because
probably
I
true.
I
if
don't
It's
you're
probably
over
necessarily
true.
like it. I don't necessarily like it, but it's just
Yeah.
something I do.
is so
yeah,
are
I
you
don't.
saying
I hate
you
it
do
too.
Yeah.
are you
I'm saying
saying you
it's not
do it
my
to the point?
favorite shit.
Are
I
you
hate it,
My
but
saying
I
bad.
know I do it.
are you saying that you do it to the point to where it hinders you making a decision?
It probably happens more often than not. Yes.
So it sounds like you just need to know when
What
to
if,
stop analyzing.
or just to would they say jump off the porch at some point?
Hey, sometimes you
Like
gotta. Hey,
shit or get
like I
off the
said,
toilet. That's how I look at it.
like I said a couple podcasts ago. Sometimes you gotta make that first step.
Yep.
Sometimes you just gotta move, get out there.
That's
I
what
don't
I
I
think
really.
that was part of my reasoning for doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah, shit.
I
Get the.
went for certain things to try to get better myself there.
It
I was
was
like, all right,
really.
if y'all ain't
It
gonna
was.
work with me, huh?
It
What
was
happened?
really.
What happened?
It was really the gas price. The gas price finally got to him. He said he's not
Pause.
doing that
Pause. See that? I like that. That's a good view. I like that view. Possibly.
shit. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, overanalyzing is overanalyzing,
it's a
overthinking, all
but
that.
but
it's a skill, but it's a
Yeah,
bad skill.
I do definitely believe in.
no such thing as a bad skill. You gotta use it for the right.
I'm saying, I mean, it's a bad skill when it comes to health and shit like that because you'll stress yourself out doing that shit.
Yes,
Stress.
Yeah, stress will kill you.
it's what
Go ahead,
I
go ahead,
mean.
Keith. Go
Once
ahead.
I'm sure people will see my face and see how much gray I have.
Nigga,
It's
you
not
got a lot of
all.
gray. I didn't realize you had that
It's
much
not.
gray.
It's not all genetic.
Wisdom. Just say it's wisdom.
Nah, I
No.
wish.
Okay.
I wish.
I saw your gray. I said, "Is this nigga 60?"
Someone did ask me that about you, Keith. They asked me, how
That's
old is this guy you guys hang out with? And I said,
Right,
he is in the same age bracket. Chill. I was like, well, the gray hair's through me. I said, well, he's
I
in
said,
our age bracket. You're good. Stop the like.
I
bruh.
said,
The only one of the main advantages of having all this gray is like when I hang
get
out
them
with like my
cougars.
parents. No, when I hang out
Oh.
like with my parents or whatever,
he said the
I'm
Cougars.
I'm getting the senior menu off top. They
Mm.
don't even
I,
ask.
I thought it was going to go turn.
I thought you
Well,
was
yeah.
senior
I,
bitches.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm
I was
getting,
like, hell
I'm
yeah,
getting,
Keith.
you getting them older cougars that just coming out the woodwork
Saber
saying,
tooth
oh,
tigers.
I don't leave my apartment, so how am I getting those?
You
yeah,
just show up to the village inn.
bingo.
Hell no.
yeah. Okay.
Let's
But
just move on because this is getting weird.
No,
I
let's
was
go.
just gonna say when it I believe in evolving from failure. Like whatever got you to that point that you failed. Just think about how and why, and just make sure that you try to change the way you move
And
going forward.
I would just, I'm gonna piggyback off that and say this. Sometimes when you fail, it wasn't the entire process. It could just be one point of the process that made you fail. And then that's where the overanalyzing comes in handy. Because then
Yeah.
you pinpoint that, and then you take that puzzle piece out and insert the right puzzle piece, and then boom, you're successful.
I thought fell and thought older person falling and I don't
All
know.
right,
See,
man.
I went somewhere else. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna
It
we're gonna.
started
Y'all
with
calling
the
me old now? God
no.
damn.
I
No,
was thinking about the Cougars and the Sabertooths and the Bengay and the Geritol and all the other shit that comes on. I'm weird.
I
I'm
get
sorry.
it. I get it. I'm the oldest
you
one
better go.
here.
You better go.
I
You
get
better go
it.
to bingo and get you a sugar mama, nigga. You don't know why you
That's
tripping.
what I'm
Out
saying.
here,
I
Keith out here taking
mean,
social security checks.
I heard it feels better when they're toothless.
I see. I'm not gonna say I wish, but
But you
but
wish.
All right, man. We're
My
gonna get
lady's on
into.
a fixed income.
The option of the option of teeth
Whoa.
being
Okay.
present or
All right.
without
All
present.
right. Here we
Ooh,
go. Here we go. We're gonna move
ooh.
on. We're gonna
I
move on
like
to.
it.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna
That's why I can't
respond
wait
to.
to get old.
We're gonna respond
You
to a couple
you're
of.
coming. She's gumming.
oh
Mm-hmm.
hell.
Yeah, he's losing it.
Gushers.
See,
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Fuck. I'm glad I didn't drink. Fuck.
Gushers, nigga. And then
Oh,
he
we're
said,
done. We
"She's gumming,
you about to use
gumming."
all that gray now, Keith, huh?
Fuck.
Hey, it reminded me of Soul Men with Sam and Bernie at the hotel, and she took her teeth
Man, heard it feels better when the toothless.
yeah,
Hell
out.
yeah.
this might be my last pod. This might be my last pod.
No, because you're gonna be out there in the old
I'm
folks'
too old
homes,
for this
huh?
shit. Too
Oh
old for this
shit.
shit.
Oh.
All right, moving on. We're gonna we're gonna react to okay, we're gonna react to some Reddit stories. So the title of this is getting over relationship trauma. So
Mm.
it
I had to
goes
stop
as
talking to the children was in here. They couldn't hear that conversation.
yeah, yeah. I, a 19-year-old female, have been dating my girlfriend, another 19-year-old female, for around 4 months, and it is by far the best relationship I've had ever had. She is extremely attentive there and gives and takes, and it is more than apparent that we give each other 110% effort in the relationship. Despite this, recently I've been feeling very insecure about her going away to college slash working more. At first, I was really beating myself up about feeling insecure as we thrive in our time together and apart. I felt sort of I feel sort of jealous and unhealthy before she. Oh, I can't even see that shit. It's blurring on me. I feel sort of jealous and healthy before she pointed out that it's all past relationships. My exes would get too busy and ignore me slash drop communication for days, 2 weeks at a time before I get fed up and cut things off. I most recently, my most recent relationship before my girlfriend, I was talking with a girl for 4 months online. She lived an hour away and attended the university my girlfriend will be starting at in the fall. She never once expressed any wants to see each other in person, dodged any suggestions of calls, and blamed me in school. Oh, no, sorry, and blamed school for everything. Yet still had time to go out with friends and drive 2+ hours away for concerts and other things while still maintaining that she had strong feelings for me and didn't need to communicate with me to prove that clearly. She did not like me as much as I liked her. She mainly just liked the attention I gave her. My struggle is how do I move on from these past relationships and feeling of inadequacy tied to them? It's affecting my security and my extremely healthy relationship, and I don't want my girlfriend to feel compared to my exes. She works very hard to make it known how much she loves me, and I try my best to do for her. I am just struggling to allow myself to fully receive and feel that love she shows.
I'm gonna take a more lethal answer. Stop being a bitch.
Oh shit!
Wow.
You,
All right.
you.
That's all I can say. If she's literally showing you everything you need to see and you're still feeling secure, you gotta take a different approach, brother. Because if she's showing you and the other girl didn't show you, then you're already getting what you didn't get there.
I think the other girl that was 2 hours away was a catfish.
He said he saw her. How should she be catfish?
She. There's two women.
She.
She.
Oh, it's she and she?
She and she.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Whoa.
Oh, okay,
And
never
she.
mind. I take that back.
That's
But
what I'm
it's still
saying.
the same thing. I
But you
still
but
implore that you.
I don't.
but you
I feel
called
like
her a
you're
B.
gonna change the topic, or
No,
you
I
just gonna
still think.
change the word.
I still think. Yeah, stop being insecure about the situation.
Oh, bluster! Don't be a bluster.
Don't be a buster.
Because if they're showing you something that the other person didn't show you, then now what are you basing your insecurity on if they're actually going out above and beyond to be vocal that they give a damn about you?
I would say you can't live in the past. You have to live forward. And if you keep thinking about the past is always going to hold you down, and you're not going to have a very uh fruitful relationship with the young lady you're with now.
Yeah, because if you're yeah,
You can't change. Yeah, it's done. It's done. Like that's
yeah,
what
'cause
people got to learn about the past. It's done.
It's done.
It can't change.
it kind of throws me that they would spend that much time telling you about something that,
Not really
or
affecting the.
yeah, it's not in the current situation. Like you're saying, oh, this happened and they were doing this and this, and it's like, but you're not experiencing that now. Like you're
Some
so
people want to just be in the muck. It seems like
It's
I've seen that where you're like you got something good in front of you and you just
it's
okay.
funny. It's funny you say that because I suffer from that from time to time. When things get too good, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop.
I think that's life.
You
When you've
know,
had things that have happened and you're like, shit's getting too good. And
yeah.
just waiting.
But
That's different than
do you dwell in the other stuff
yeah.
that's happened? Like you
No,
know what
no,
I
I
mean?
don't. No, I don't dwell in it. I guess I am watchful for the shit to come. For the where's the poop?
which to me is understanding. Then just say, let me just go live back there. But
Yeah,
like if
no,
you're
no,
saying
no, no. I don't
you're
live.
waiting for that shoe to drop, that's understandable because you're being cautious. You're saying shit's getting too good. It could, but you're not letting it affect. That's the bigger thing. You're not letting it affect your current situation.
I try to not. I try my best to keep moving forward. Not let the past define me. I like to believe I'm better today than I was yesterday.
So I guess my statement would be changed: stop being a bitch, to stop being a dick.
You speak your truth, sir. I'm
I
just
didn't know it
talking.
was a woman. A woman. For some reason, I just thought it was a man talking about a woman.
Keith, what would you tell
Because
this young lady? Because they're both 19. So what would you tell her?
yeah, you
They're still
some
young.
kid shit.
I mean, first off, it's always one of those things. You need to find someone to talk to. Obviously, uh,
Just not
these
one of your
feelings
exes.
that you're well, um, obviously these feelings that you're having uh, probably feel uncontrollable. So hopefully, if you find someone uh, you feel safe enough to like let these feelings out, because obviously it'd be hard to uh, tell her significant other what she's feeling. She probably should tell her, but sometimes it feels like it's too hard to share something like that with someone you care about. So find someone else that you can probably get these feelings out. Because I think I've spoken on this before. Sometimes this shit is, to some people, it seems like it's common sense to just push past it and get over it and stuff like that. But sometimes that's just not how the mind works. Shit is irrational. You know it's irrational, uh, and you wish you didn't feel that way, but you do. So sometimes just speaking to somebody can help. And if that doesn't work, uh, that's probably around the time you probably should talk to your significant other, get their thoughts on it. Um, but I mean, for me, that's the biggest thing. You probably need to speak to somebody because dwelling on it, and this is coming from personal experience, is just going to do more harm than good.
And I would just say this: if when it's a esteem issue, you have to look inward because you are causing the problem. No one else can affect your self-esteem. You have to guard that. You have to know. You have to look at yourself and tell them the shit. It starts within. You have to take a look at it. What am I doing to affect my self-esteem, and then what external factors are playing a part of my self-esteem, and you need to eliminate those factors and build yourself up. Now, because you're saying you have a partner who tells you all these great things that's great, so she's obviously trying to build your self-esteem. So it seems like in this situation, you are the one hindering it.
She gonna get tired.
That is true.
She gonna get tired from just being uplifting and then her being negative. Like, no, I don't see it. No, it's like, you know what?
Well, that happens often in relationships. Sometimes a person is trying to build someone up, and
We
I can
also don't know
when
if
they
she's
can only
actually
carry.
verbally saying this stuff.
Well,
She
they
could
well
just
she
be
well she
feeling it
said
and
that
not.
she said they've had conversations, but you
Uh,
know the a lot of times the mentally strong person gets tired of holding another person up because at some point it starts to diminish the strong person mental.
A lot easier to be negative than positive. So
Fucking facts.
draining,
You are
it
speaking
can drain.
the
It's
goddamn
easier to
truth.
drain a positive person, and that positive person starts taking on negative habits than
Damn,
vice versa.
you said draining in my.
An asshole sometimes. I'll be like, people hit me with negative shit. Like, man, just goddamn it, stop.
Uh, if you get hit with that shit enough, it's like an uppercut. Eventually, where you realize that you're thinking negative thoughts instead of being the positive one, because that person, it's so much easier to be negative than positive.
Yeah. Like, hey, my
So
nigga, did you tie your shoes today? Like, shit.
yeah,
Like,
goddamn.
something good happened.
Yeah, right. So the title of the next one is called "Can Burnout Affect Relationships?" I'm gonna say, yes. It says life has been a lot recently, and I have been under a lot of stress that has caused me to spiral mentally. My mental health has never been great as I'm medicated and go through therapy for anxiety and depression disorders. Earlier this year, I got fired from my job because I couldn't get myself to wake up and go in consistently. I also just recently failed some of my classes in college. I've been dating someone for 6 months now, and up until now, everything seemed great. Now, though, I feel like I need to be alone to work on my emotional and physical health. I guess I just wanted to know if burnout can affect relationships, and if so, should I wait a few weeks during summer to see if I really need to be alone?
No, absolutely not. If you see it, then go ahead. You can get on out because you're dragging somebody else in, and they know. It sounds like this person's aware of what they got going on, and they're looking for validation from
To me,
others.
I took it a step further. I think that they're dating someone, and that someone is great, and they can't get out of their own head from their old trouble, so they're looking for an easy way to break things off. Because it might, and I'm just, I'm what I see is that they're with someone who's supportive, who's probably trying to lift them up. Because this person writing this, I've been here. I've been that person who felt like I just wanted to be alone. I was started failing out of school. I didn't want to go to work. Um, in the year of 2012, I missed 152 days of work.
Each
How many days in there in a year?
365.
And I missed 152.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a
I've been
lot.
there. I've been there. And I had someone in my corner who was still in my corner who held me up through those dark times. And I think he's trying to find the easy way out to seep deeper into his depression and anxiety. And I think what he should do is talk to someone, work on yourself. And in this state, the last thing you need to be is alone. You need to
Oh,
be
I
surrounded.
don't
You need to be surrounded by people who are supportive and people who make you happy
now.
or bring cheer.
Do
No,
you
to make you happy.
think that it could be good to leave that person and let them be and then work on themselves?
No, I think that's up to that person. He should have a conversation with that person, tell them how they're feeling. If that
Yeah, yeah,
person
yeah. Okay, I give you that.
decides to stay, then yeah, then it left on good terms. Yeah,
Yeah,
you should have.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
but that person should just, if that person was just to walk out without
Yeah,
reason,
okay.
that
Yeah.
could be the thing that pushes him over the edge. You know what I'm saying? Because he's already saying he's been diagnosed with anxiety and depression. So
Well, I mean, if he should like take the step to
just
step
leave.
back and then go deal with himself.
But then that's selfish of yourself to step back and work on yourself and ask someone to wait for you.
No, I wouldn't say wait. No, 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 no. I'm not saying for them to wait, but like I do like that to have them give them that option
Yeah,
to stay or go.
because I mean, regardless, everyone needs a safety outlet, regardless. So if that person's willing to be that for him, then he should allow them to stay around in his life. Personally, that's how I'll take it. McFly.
Watch them and think.
As if you feel burnt out, you, you got to be able to identify what's best for you in that scenario. Um, so if you have to take a step back to analyze and see if, like Kevin said, or if you're bringing that person into it, are you dragging them down with you, or are you maybe if you take a step back, maybe that person can actually help you out of whatever burnout or funk you feel like you're in, but you have to be able to identify that in yourself because just like most said earlier, you have to look, you got to look inward first before you can figure anything out. So if you have to be able to analyze, no one can tell you how to do that. You would know best how to handle your shit. So if you're in a downward spiral, you have to identify what's causing the downward spiral, and maybe like Keith said, go talk to someone if you can't talk to your significant other and, and go about it that way. But you have to be able to identify it in yourself first and then figure out taking a step back maybe to see everything in the big picture. Maybe you're missing out on shit and you're causing a burnout that's not even necessarily What it is, you're just making it that way. It could be. I don't know, but you would have to be able to identify that.
Keith?
Kind of gathering my thoughts right now because essentially this is how my last relationship ended.
Were you the one
That
pushing
like
her away?
this? No,
Oh, okay.
it was the other way around. So I'm trying not to put too much of my personal feelings into this. I guess I could speak from experience how the other person probably would
Talk your
feel.
shit. Talk your shit.
Um,
Say it with your chest, nigga.
Perspective.
Yeah.
on the one hand, it's one of those things like you want to respect them wanting to essentially like work on themselves, but on the other hand, it's one of those things where if the decision is made without ever really bringing the other person into it, it it does feel selfish because it's like, okay, well, fuck, I guess fuck my feelings, right? So, um,
So you're saying, like Kevin said, the conversation needs to be had.
yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Like a conversation definitely needs to be had because it's like I said, on the one hand, like you, especially if that person is really supportive, they want you to work on yourself. At the same time, they also want to be there while you're doing it, even if they can't. And I hate using this word, but even though they can't help fix you or fix the situation, they want to at least be some type of support to you. But when you just kind of just cut it off and don't give them that chance to do so, it feels shitty, especially on the other person. And then you're also messing, oftentimes you're probably going to be messing with their mental health. So now both of y'all fucked up, essentially.
Yeah, but I mean, definitely that conversation had to be had. It has to be had.
Yeah.
And I guess with that being said, this is episode 45.
Happy
And
Memorial Day.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly, sir. Before we go away, I was gonna say Happy Memorial Day. Gone but not forgotten, all the heroes. Special Happy Memorial Day to Mr. Jesse Robinson and to Mr. Wendell, your father as well. I don't know your father's first name.
Literally, Kevin.
Oh,
Yeah,
No, you don't.
senior.
to Mr. Wendell Senior. We appreciate you guys for your service. We appreciate everyone who
Those
else
are
who served
our heroes.
and gave your life for this country and gave your life and didn't give your life for the country but served and died years later. We still appreciate you. We honor you on this day. So yeah, I am your host, Molito. I'm here with these three guys. Go ahead and state your name.
Sutter McFly, aka Flo Sika, aka Jesse the Barber son.
My name's Sugar Stone Flinch. I ain't never been caught in the glitch, so you better go get your bitch. No, it's too
I
long.
like it. I like it.
Sugar Stone Flinch.
That means you're getting in the booth soon.
Ain't never been caught.
Can
In
I
what?
can I just talk shit on the beat?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Sure.
That's all SoundCloud rappers do anyway.
Sure. And also we're here with
Yeah. This is Geek 40.
are you
Out
still
here
touching
getting them. He out here getting them checks. You know what we talking
SSI
about?
checks?
Social Securities, SSIs.
Nah,
No,
hey,
no.
hey.
I
They
do have a
said it.
question.
I didn't say. I'm not admitting
Bless
to
us.
nothing.
I do have a question for you. Is grass still touching back?
Ooh.
Uh, nah, because my window's closed. My window's closed, and I haven't been out. I haven't been out my apartment in like 4 days.
All right, man. This is episode 45, man. We love
Yeah.
y'all. We
By the way,
appreciate
fuck
all the support.
grass.
Fuck. Hey, man, I love my grass.
If you if
We
you
are
Grass
gumming,
pollen.
If she's gumming,
See, no,
then you coming.
and the podcast.
Man, we are on everything. We appreciate it. We're on all the DPSs. Follow us on
iHeart.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Mr. Wendell posts hilarious
Apple.
videos. We are on Spotify, TikTok. We are on Spotify, Apple.
Nigga, we on the internet.
We
Amazon.
everything. We everything, man. We love y'all, man.
YouTube.
Appreciate y'all, man. We are out. Till next time. Peace.
If you can hear the sound of my voice, you're a real one for sticking to the end. Just want to thank you again for listening and stay tuned for the next episode. 40 out.